name is April, and welcome to my channel. Today I am joined by my lovely friends. This is Ray.
Hi, I'm Ray.
That's Daniel.
Hi.
That is Pink.
Hi.
And that is Konoka.
Hello.
And today we're going to be telling some stories. No. We're basically going to be playing a story
Called
game.
Finish.
It's
Finish the story.
Like,
Yeah,
finish
finish
the
the
story. I think it's basically like telephone. So
No,
it's
not like telephone.
No, it's not like telephone at all.
No.
I don't remember the name, but I know like what it is. Okay, so basically what you have to do is somebody starts, and then when whoever's turn it is, they say a phrase or a word or a sentence, and then we just basically add on to that sentence or phrase or word until we get a full story. And let's see if we will die from laughter. All right.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Yay.
This is gonna be fun.
All right, let's do this.
Who wants to start up first round?
April can start.
Yeah.
Okay. So, once upon a time there was a princess.
She lived in a big castle.
Here goes.
Daniel.
Is this a hard story for you?
This is a hard start for you.
My mind. His mind is blown already.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a princess in the castle.
Everything that pops into your head.
I'll say it again, just for you. She lived in a big castle.
With her pet dog.
Okay.
Her pet dog was really big.
And her feet were really small.
Why are we? What's up with her feet?
Her father told her that she would have to get married.
But she said, "Oh, I want to marry the dog instead."
Oh my god!
Yo, this is getting weird now.
But her father would not allow it.
So she ran away with the dog.
Okay. She reached a neighboring village and stayed in a hotel there.
So, and in this village, there was a witch that can turn animals into humans.
So the princess went to the witch to turn the dog into a human.
But it turns out that the dog wasn't who she expected to be.
As soon as the dog was turned into a human, he said, "Bye, Felicia," and then ran away.
Oh.
The princess felt betrayed that her precious dog had chosen to leave her, and she cried.
And she cried, and she kept on crying until a prince came over and went like, "Bro, why you crying?"
And she was still crying.
And that day, in that fancy hotel in the medieval times, she spent her nights eating food and watching rom-coms.
And then she went back to her kingdom with the prince who comforted her, and they lived happily ever after.
Because they'd gotten another dog.
The end. Okay, well, why don't we start with somebody else? Ray, why don't you start?
Okay. Once upon a time, there were two brothers.
They had a multitude of problems going on with each other.
One liked the color pink and one liked the color blue. That's why they were at odds with each other.
One day, the brother who liked pink decided that he was tired of the brother who liked the color blue.
Me?
And he started a war.
And both sides wanted to win this war, so they decided to go hunt down the legendary Pokemans.
But the legendary Pokemans was really hard to find.
I don't know where to go with this after.
I don't know. Is this like a win or lose thing? Did I lose?
We're just going.
The Pokemon was really hard to find.
Yeah.
Because they would have to travel overseas.
And once they got to the place they needed to go to, they couldn't communicate with the locals because they couldn't speak their language.
Yes. So the brother who liked pink decided, hey, you know what? I'm tired of talking to these people, and decided to go off on his own and went into the woods.
When he went into the woods, he saw a flashing light of rainbows and sprinkles, and out popped the legendary Pokemans.
He quickly grabbed the legendary Pokemans and ran away.
Thus running back to his brother, showing off the Pokemans.
He told his brother that he would train to become the very best that there ever was.
Is this even about color anymore?
When the brother who liked blue heard this, he immediately slapped the brother who liked pink
Oh my God,
and
drama.
took his Pokemans from him.
Oh my god, drama! Ooh, scandalous!
Team Rocket.
And then the Pokemans who they took from each other turned out to be as big as that McDonald's over there that you can't see.
What?
Shoot out,
McDonald's
shot
sponsor me.
out. Oh god, shot out. I mean, don't flag this. Don't copyright this video, please. Not sponsored. And it shot out some French fries and gave everyone food for a week. I don't know.
But it wasn't just for a week. It was for an entire year of food supply for the war.
Oh wow.
It was French fries.
I'd rather just starve to death than eat French fries. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nowhere to go with it. What did you say?
Just say the end. Just say the
Yeah.
end.
Okay. Yay!
On one spooky night, just like this one, there were 5 individuals sitting at a campfire.
But what they didn't know was that one of them was a murderer.
Oh,
What? Oh!
foreshadowing.
Over the course of the night, the 5 individuals started talking with one another, and it was made clear that one of them had a very suspicious background.
One of the 5 people came from the mountains. Another one came from the woods. Another one came from the ocean. Another one came from the valley, and another one came from the magical kingdom of Camelot. Because
Camelot.
And the murderer ended up being the one from Camelot.
Oh wow, shocking.
Oh my god. He sat there. Oh, assuming gender is my bad. They sat there waiting to attack one of the people at the campfire because one of them held a secret that nobody else knew.
That secret was so large that it could crumble down kingdoms and set people into chaos. So that knight knew he had to kill that person because that was his job.
Yes. So the person from Camelot decided that he would propose a game to the other 4 individuals, a game involving the telling of stories.
And then the murderer threw out some marshmallows.
It was all a ploy. Well, little do they know, they're invincible.
And they all lived happily ever after. The end.
The end.
The biggest plot twist.
The biggest plot twist of them all.
There wasn't even just one murderer, there were 2 murderers.
Once upon a time, in a very faraway kingdom, there lived a king and a queen, and a princess who was cursed.
Dun, dun, dun.
This princess was cursed to never be able to look at another person and smile at them.
But she does like cinnamon rolls.
This caused a big problem for her at school.
Princess school.
Princess school.
Royal school. Magic school.
People thought that her attitude would seem very rude and let's just go with rude.
But she wanted to make friends desperately, so she decided to get a little creative.
She took a class in makeup application and painted a smile on her face that was the color red.
I don't know why, but I thought of Jeff the Killer for a second.
But she accidentally overdrew the smile, and then it looked like she had been drinking someone's blood.
Ooh. And people thought she was a vampire.
And so everyone steered away from her and she never understood why.
And then she decided to move far away because everybody would make fun of her whenever she walked past them.
One day, though, her parents called her because they were concerned about her mental health.
And much to her parents' surprise, she said she found the prince of her dreams, aka a vampire.
Luckily enough, the vampire didn't smile either.
And so she wiped off all the makeup off her face, and they didn't smile together.
And they raised 2 unhappy children and lived life boredly. The end.
Yay!
That was a beautiful story.
That was actually like a normal story.
I'm taking the cinnamon roll.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy who was gifted with the ability to sing songs that would lure people to their death.
Oh snap.
That's a start.
One day, he also happens to be a merman. So one day he was swimming in the ocean, right? And then he sees this girl, this gorgeous AF girl. And he went like, oh my god, I like this girl. I want her to be my wife.
So he sang lots of songs to her, but she didn't really acknowledge him.
Because she was deaf.
Oh, goodness. So he had no choice but to swim up to the surface and see and get her attention by waving his arms and tail around in a weird-like motion.
When the girl saw him, she at first assumed he was a fish and tried to catch him.
But then, when she tried to catch him, he dragged her into the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay.
But even though this girl was deaf, she was a really good swimmer, so she was able to swim all the way back to the top.
Good for her.
Yeah. And she ran away, but...
The man decided that he would take no... Oh, God. He decided he did not want to take rejection. He does not take rejection well. So he prayed and wished for legs, and he was given them the very next day.
So the young man set off to find the deaf girl of his life, and he found her in a village just off the coast of Wakanda.
Wakanda!
She was eating... and then he saw that she was eating his crab friend.
And he's like, hell nah, I'm not gonna deal with this girl who eats my friends.
And he tries to go back into the water, but his merman body didn't revert back to its original form.
So he had to suck it up and buy a house on the coast.
And he felt incredibly unhappy living on the coast because every day he had to look out at the sea and remember his old life and remember he could never go back there ever again.
The end?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, we're gonna keep going. How sad is this gonna get? What, April? April.
Oh.
And he died? And he died. Okay, the end?
The end!
Oh god, that got really dark. Wow, okay. That lesson learned.
Exactly.
Boys and girls, do not put your heart out on the line for love, and do not sacrifice everything because that person might turn out to be something that they're not. So be careful when being in relationships.
This is the moral. This is the moral of all these stories.
It's the moral. Just don't date. Be single forever. It's okay.
Like all of us.
It's not that bad.
Anyways, I think that's it for story time. I'm pretty tuckered out. I should probably go to sleep.
Yeah. It's probably a good idea to get some rest and head into the tent and.
Oh
good for the
God,
night.
there's the crab and the gravestones in there too. I don't want to sit. You're not even sleeping on it correctly.
What?
Yeah,
You know what? While you guys go sleep in the tent, I'm just gonna go walk back to my house. So see ya.
Yeah, I'll
That's
head back to
pretty
my
far.
house too.
Bye, have fun.
Bye.